was a bit weird, but I knew it would be like that. I was scared, of being drugged and not being like myself in some way, if it makes sense. Each session is very different. I'm using the sound. Story with my uncle really traumatized me. I could not spend another day like that. Bonjour everyone, I'm taking you outside today. I wanted to give you a little update. For the one that followed, I started in January psychological work, in which I am doing one session of psy. Every week I'm also doing EMDR for my traumas, and I also started to take psychotropes, so I'm taking Sertralina and Lamocregina, which is a mood stabilizer. So antidepressant morning and night, and mood stabilizer on the morning. And it's been now, I think, January, February, March, April, May, Juin, Juillet. Yeah, it's been 6 months and a half that I started this journey. If you don't remember the first video to understand where I was coming from, I'm gonna link it for you and you can watch it so you understand better this one. I wanted to give you my experience on EMDR and on taking pills. So I started my EMDR and I started with the map of the trauma, and I realized that I always been suffering from post-traumatic syndrome since I was a child. And when I did the map of the trauma, it brought back so many memories that I put on the side, that I completely crashed out. I was not able to get out of bed. I was crying constantly. Everything was dark. I was thinking that I was not enough, that people around me would be better without me. I was really in a dark hole. Super scary place to be in, to be honest. I remember that the moment that really was, okay, this is really bad, I organized a trip in the mountains with my team and Ricardo, our family, the team of Ricky. It was supposed to be such a happy moment. I organized everything for months, and when it arrived, I couldn't get out of my bedroom because I was crying constantly. It was incredible how much sadness I felt. And so I went and see a psychiatrist in emergency, and I explained him a bit what was happening. And so he gave me Sertralina and the mood stabilizer. I started at 25 and now I'm at 50. 50 Sertralina in the morning and Lamocregina 50 in the morning and 50 at night. It's been 6 months, so now I kind of understood how it's working, and I want to share this with you because I was so scared before starting. I had such a bad image of this kind of pills. I was really scared to not be able to feel things anymore, or to be weird, or to be a bit like a zombie. I don't know, I was scared, of being drugged and not being like myself in some way, if it makes sense. And it's been 6 months now and I feel so much better. I would not be able to do EMDR if I was not taking those medicine, and I don't think I would be able to live the way that I'm living today if I didn't take those pills. It took off all the dark thoughts that I had, also all the constant mind speaking in which I was saying you're not enough, you're doing this wrong, you should do it like that, like all of this thoughts that I have that were always negative kind of slowly disappeared to give space to positive thinking, like, oh my god, Gab, today you did well, or oh, this is actually nice, or not living with like the constant anxiety and the fear. It cleared my mind. The first week was a bit weird, but I knew it would be like that, and I'd say I felt really better after a month. And I remember when I started like Ricardo, my team, everyone around me that know me, they were like, Gab, like you're so much better. You are able to handle things with way more peace. You're not letting yourself down. I was able to be more constant. I was able to kind of also gain confidence in myself, in my capacity. I was able to be more reliable, because before that I would have some days that I would just wake up and it would be impossible for me to get out of my bed. So it was really hard to handle for my friends, for my family, for my work. But since I have started this treatment, I have way less of those days. Obviously it's not easy. I still have some days that are easier than others, but the thing is, it's never going as low as it went before. I don't think that people would be better off without me, and I feel, mostly I would say that I feel tired when I'm sad or something. I just want to rest, but I have less of this horrible feeling. Obviously, this is not the only solution. I'm going through all my childhood trauma through EMDR, which is helping me kind of curing the source of my pain. Not easy. I have few different traumas that I'm working on. Obviously my mom, there is also my ankle, the violence, all of that. And so each session is very different. I'm using the sound. So I'll put like the ear cuff, the sound will start, and before that my therapist would tell me to go back to this exact memory. And so I'll focus, I'll go back there, and while the sound is playing, it's like as if I'm doing like a time travel, and I go back there. But then I'm going back there also as an adult. So weird things happen during those moments. Then I explain everything that I felt, what I seen, and slowly the emotional weight to the situation is getting lighter. And so each session slowly getting lighter. The one that I'm dealing at the moment is my ankle, which is the most difficult. Like last time that I did the session and I went back into some memories, I had like a panic attack. I was really surprised because I didn't know that this would be actually the hardest thing. I really thought that my mom would be, but actually it's not. I think that the story with my ankle really traumatized me in a very deep way that is stored in my body also, and is really difficult for me to work on. And indeed this is gonna take much more time, but I'm going through it. It's really helpful. It's the first time in my life that I'm doing therapy that I truly believe that is doing something good for me. I had this when I did psychoanalysis when I was 16. It saved my life. Then I did many therapy, but just speaking, and it was not really helpful for me, if I have to be honest. Now I can see how EMDR is powerful. I know not everyone can do it, and it depends on your traumas, but for me that was post-syndrome traumatic. It's actually perfect, and I'm working on that. I'm very grateful that I took this decision at the beginning of the year, because it's kind of changing my life. It's giving me the courage to start over new, to reach my dreams with my career, to open my studio, to build a team, to finally being able to enjoy the little things of life, being a bit more present. And it was lots of things that were not possible for me before. I think there's like this idea that you don't want to when you're depressed, but it's not like you don't want to, it's that you cannot. I remember some people when I was deep in depression were telling me, yeah, but be grateful. And I'm like, I'm grateful. It's not the problem that I'm not grateful. I'm grateful. I just think that I don't deserve what I have, that I'm worthless. So being grateful doesn't change anything, you know. There are a lot of misconceptions, but this is working. The LEVIS is working. I'm also very grateful that I took this step and that I'm healing myself and that I accepted to have help through the medicine. My therapy should finish at the end of the year. That's what we gave to each other. Seeing how things are going, maybe it's going to be a bit longer, I don't know. But it's changing my life for the better. My kids are so much better. Ricardo is so much better. Even if you don't want it, and it's horrible to say, but when you're suffering mentally, even if you don't want it to go on the people that you love, they feel it. And I can tell that all the energy that Ricardo was giving to me to keep me on my feet, he can finally use it to build himself up. I'm super happy to see that because he's so deserving. He's such an amazing human being, and I'm really happy that I took care of myself so he can also take care of himself. So yeah, that's not an easy trajectoire. Some days are easier than others. Some sessions are easier than others. It's actually really hard sometimes to finish a session and go on with your life and doing meetings and meeting people and things like that, because sometimes you really are shaken to your core, but it's worth it. So this is my video for you to do it, to take care of yourself, to ask for help, to don't be ashamed, because you can live another way. You don't have to suffer that much. And even though I'm not at the end of my way, my parcours, I don't know how you say it in English, I can already see a difference. So I kind of want this to be a testimony on the fact that you can get better and that you don't have to live suffering every single day. Because living like that is horrible. I did it for so much time in my life, but I've seen that I could not continue. I could not spend another day like that. Looking back at how I felt in January, it's heartbreaking that I even had those thoughts for my kids, for my family, for the people around me. But this is also something that, it doesn't matter how much love you have around yourself. If you are not able to see it, or if you are not able to think you're deserving of it, no one can save you apart from yourself. So it's up to you. And if you have someone in your family that is suffering, you have to know that it's up to them. You cannot do the work for them. It's not your responsibility. The only thing you can do is be mindful, having a good ear, not being judgmental, but that's basically it. So think of yourself and hopefully do the work for you to feel better. If you have any questions, I'd be super happy to reply to it in the comments or do video if it's a bit longer. And I'm wishing you the best. Obviously, I will keep you posted if it's something you're interested in. One thing that I have to say with taking Sertralina in summer is that I'm suffering. I never struggle with the heat. I was the kind of person that was putting myself in the sun for 500 hours, cooking, and felt great. And past weekend I passed out because of the heat. The heat now is so difficult. I don't know for what reason, but I just can't take it. I want to live in the mountain. I feel like my body is not able to auto-regulate the heat. I'm not sweating anymore, so probably this is not helping. But apart from that, I have to say that I didn't have any kind of other effects. Like, I know you have lots of side effects of like being tired, but with depression you always feel exhausted anyway. So for me, it's, at least now when I feel tired, resting is making me feel better, you know. So nothing bad, nothing that makes the good effect going down. I don't know if it makes sense, but yeah, let's say that there's no side effect that would cancel the fact that this is doing so much good to me. Even if I'm suffering this summer, I will keep on doing it as long as I have the need to do it. Voilà. Love you.